Hare Krishna. So yeah, I was fascinated when I met His Holiness Bhakti-Vallabha Puri Goswami, so that's why I wanted to get a link with him somehow, or develop a relationship with him, and that was the first thing that it occurred to me to ask him what happened if I steal a Shalagram Shila. So then after that, actually the mercy I got instead was a big tray of halava that I was distributing to my school classmates, for a whole week. And I was asked to write a letter to apologize to him, which actually it was an excuse to develop a link with him. And then soon after, I kept attending the festivals, Gaura Purnim, Ram Navami, the festivals of 2003, and I requested the temple president if I could join. It was amazing because I developed friendship with all the devotees. I very quickly became attached to all the devotees there in Scotland. All the Sankirtan devotees, and so I requested if I could join the temple, and I had to take the decision. It was a very difficult time in my life because I had to decide to quit school and to abandon everything. I didn't finish the course on human ecology, and I just moved into Madhu Sevita's house, which now he was back then called Mark. So he allowed me to stay in his house and for this transition period, and then in the summer of 2003 I moved into Karuna Bhavan. I moved for good there, and then I started first semester I was just doing gardening, and then in the winter of 2003 I did my first Prabhupada marathon. I was there with Godruma Bihari Prabhu. He was the one who trained me into doing Sankirtan. Along with all the devotees, as well as Javad Vasi Prabhu, who was my roommate for all the 7 years that I was there. He was a very close associate. And the rest of the devotees as well. I really want to take this opportunity to thank them all, because I'm really appreciative and really grateful to all of them, starting from Sri Tulsinath Das, Tom, who was my first friend there, and as well as Nrsimha-Vallabha Prabhu, Charudeshna, they were called back then like this. Some of them are still, Chaitanya Vallabha or Ridanitai, Priyakund Prabhu, Prabhupada Charan, Prabhupada Prana Prabhu, Adakshaya Krishna, Daru Brahman Prabhu, very nice inspiration as well. Even some of the congregational members like Stevie Prabhu or Rory, who was my best friend as well. He helped me so much, he encouraged me so much through all those years. He later became initiated as Ram Prasad Prabhu, Raghunath Bhatta and Sharanga Thakur. We were friends as well, because same age, and we took saffron together. We were attempting to be brahmacharis in those years. Raghunath Bhatta is the only one who still is, of all of that small group of devotees. And obviously Prabhupada Vani, who was my main inspiration throughout all those years. He was the reason why I was performing so many austerities there with the cold, and we did Sankirtan all over the UK, all over the North Yorkshire. One year in part, that was 2002, 2003, 2004, and 2005 I had a problem with my visa, so I had to come back to Mexico. And I was requested to come with Godruma Bihari Prabhu, which was a great friend, and he came with me for the first part of the trip, because we went to Mexico City to the UK embassy to get my visa renewed so that I could go back to Scotland. At the time I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back. To be honest, I was trying to see if I could settle myself here in Mexico, so I went to Mexico City, we went to Monterrey, still doing Sankirtan. And the most amazing thing is that as soon as we arrived to Mexico City, Godruma and I, the first devotee I saw dressed in brahmachari and walking down the steps was my friend Alejandro Franco, which had been initiated by Hanumat Prasak Swami and had become a Kinchana Kṛṣṇa Dās. So it was amazing, because I had seen, we had been friends. He had also been involved in indigenous dance and meditational practices, so it was amazing. I wasn't really surprised to see that he had become a devotee, but it was so nice to see him. And anyway, I was doing Sankirtan in all these places, trying to settle, but after Guadalajara Ratha Yatra, there was a Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. There was a Vyasa Puja book, and I read the offering by Bhakti-Vallabha Puri Goswami. and I was just conquered, you know. I thought I have to go back to Scotland, you know. Plus, I had been giving this it was kind of like a benediction from Nrsimha, because before I left Scotland, he gave me like a little gift, which was like a plastified picture of one of the deities, either Kodanitai or Mayapur Shashi, and on the back of it, it had the picture of the Guru, Bhaktivallabha Puri Goswami. So I always kept it with me, hanging around my neck. So it was kind of like a benediction. He told me, don't enjoy too much. So in one sense, I thought, well, I'll give it a try. I'll just go back to Scotland. So I got my visa, went back to Scotland 2006, 2005, 2006. And then after a few more years of traveling, we started a program with Prabhupada Prana Prabhu. We started this program of doing Hare Krishna festivals in different cities in the north of England. So we did programs in Liverpool, Bradford, Preston, many cities in the north of UK. It was a fantastic program. Then by Prabhupada Prana's mercy, he took me to India. He took me to Vrindavan for Kartik pilgrimage. It was the most amazing experience I've had in my life. Then after that, I decided it was time to move away from Scotland. It was too much, the austerity of the cold weather in the UK and in England. Scotland, it was too much. So I still had an American visa. So I went to Paris for 2 months to do Metro Yoga with Gadadhar Priya Prabhu. It was fantastic to be in France. At least I had a chance to be in France for 2 months and meet the French devotees. Then after that I went to Los Angeles, and that's where I met my spiritual master to be. I asked His Grace Veerabahu Prabhu. I met him for the first time, and I requested him to give me shelter at his lotus feet. And so I couldn't stay in Los Angeles. I had to come back to Mexico because I didn't have a visa. The temple president wouldn't give me a religious visa, so I had to come back to Mexico. And I started doing service for the local preaching center. And the temple president also gave his benediction, his blessing. So I was recommended for initiation. I had already done the test in Los Angeles, but then in 2010. That year, Ratha Yatra, Guadalajara, I was giving initiation along with a whole bunch of other devotees. And the gurus who regularly come to Mexico, Ratha Yatra, Guadalajara, Ratha Yatra, were there. Guru Prasad Swami, Bhakti Sundar Maharaj, and Bir Krishna Maharaj were three of them were there during our initiation ceremony. And my Guru Maharaj was there in his picture, just in a little altar there. He was present there, transcendentally speaking. And then after that, I was doing service for this preaching center. It was a transition period as well, because I was supposed to go back to Los Angeles with my guru. But first of all, he had requested me to go to Puerto Rico to help the yatra there. So I was helping the preaching center, but at the same time I was doing my paperwork to go to Puerto Rico, which I finally did. After I had moved to the local ISKCON temple in 2014, finally I managed to get my paperwork done, and in November 2014 I went to Puerto Rico, which is an island in the Caribbean, and helped the temple there. Beautiful temple with so much potential in the jungle. It's just a lush jungle, rainforest, and it was a fantastic experience there in Puerto Rico. Also, I was there for 3 years. I met another one of the most influential persons in my life, which is my god brother Jadava Hari. He's a god brother that I love so much. He helped me so much because it's a temple that hardly any devotees there, small congregation, and obviously made friendship with others as well, like Katwan Prabhu and Upendra Balaram Prabhu. And obviously, there were some, Kali Yuga, there were some problems there with the authorities. There was a hurricane that hit the island in 2017, September 2017. There was a hurricane that devastated the island. It was just like such a dramatic experience, really, really shocking. And then after that, I was asked to leave. I left Puerto Rico. I went to Miami, visiting my sister there again. She was there in Miami at the time. And I was planning at the time. I had already become serious in a relationship with a girl, and I was planning to enter Grihastha ashram. So during that period and the end of 2017, 2019, I was kind of formalizing my relationship with this lady. that actually solidified in January 2018. And so I decided I wanted to enter Grihastha ashram, and decided that I wasn't going to stay in Florida, that I'll just come back to Mexico. So I did that. I came back to Mexico in 2018 and entered Grihastha ashram with her. Then just a year ago in November 2021, we just officially got married. And we've been trying to practice Krishna consciousness like this in our home. Been trying to maintain our sadhana. It's not been so easy, but we've been trying to get engaged in some service by Krishna's mercy somehow or other. I'm still trying to distribute Prabhupada's books and trying to help the mission somehow or other, somehow or other still be connected to Krishna, somehow or other still be connected to the devotees. So basically this is the program, this is the story of my life. There are so many other details that maybe were left behind, and I would like to maybe write about them, but overall I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to Srila Prabhupada. I'm very grateful to everyone. I mean, that's why I want to do this video, just to be, first of all, grateful to my father, to my biological father, biological mother, who have helped me so much up till now. They've helped me so much, and I'm really grateful for their help, for their guidance, as well as to my brothers and my sister. I'm grateful to all the devotees, and generally speaking, I want to thank all the devotees from all the places that I've been, all the yatras, particularly the ones in Scotland, but also different yatras, like France and Los Angeles, and just so many devotees that I could mention, like for example in Los Angeles, Rigupati Prabhu, he inspired me so much to keep on going with this book distribution program. And in Mexico as well, there have been so many nice devotees. When I came back in that year, 2005, I did Sankirtan with Rasananda Prabhu, a disciple of Jayapataka Swami, and he's also like a very, very dear God brother. We did a lot of Sankirtan adventures together. We did like high schools and so many pastimes, we had together. Local devotees as well, very thankful, to the ones that have been friendly, and to everyone generally speaking. So yeah, anyway, our life is going through ups and downs, but there's one thing that we can hold on to, is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, and also to the lotus feet of our predecessors, acharyas, and our guiding spiritual masters. So just to finish off, I just would like to thank everyone for watching, and thank you for everyone's for feedback. If there's any feedback that you'd like to give, I would appreciate that as well, and hoping to continue with this project, to become Krishna conscious and to do some service for their Lordship, Radha and Krishna, and very grateful for the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, and all the Vaishnavas. So whatever I can assist the devotees in some service, please don't hesitate to ask, and thank you very much to everyone for watching, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the Vaishnavas. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Gauranga.